Okay, in this video, we're going to use what we've learned so far about JavaScript arrays to build a very simple to-do list app. And of course, we haven't learned about having our JavaScript interact with our HTML and CSS, so this to-do list app is all going to be based around prompts and alert and console.logs. But very soon, we'll be learning about DOM manipulation, which is how we get our JavaScript to add HTML elements or remove them or change them or add CSS. And at that point, we'll actually make a nice looking to-do list where it's not just console.logs. So here's how it's going to work. When I refresh the page, it asks me, what would I like to do? And you can see on the left, I have three choices. I can type new if I want to add a new to-do. I can type list to view all to-dos, or type quit to quit. So let's try typing list to start. And it prints me all the to-dos, which is just an empty array for now. So let's add a new one. Notice that it asked me again. I didn't have to reload. I'll type new. And now it says enter a new to-do. So I'm going to walk Rusty, hit enter. And now it asks me, what would you like to do? So I will list. And I can see that walk Rusty has been added to my to-do list. Let's add one more. So new. And this one will be feed Rusty and list. And I now have both items in that array. So now to end this cycle, I'll type quit, and I don't get prompted again. So that's our goal here. Let's go ahead and open up Sublime and create the necessary files. So I have a list.html, going to add my boilerplate, to-do list, and then inside of here, I'm going to go ahead and add in just an H1 to make it clear, to-do list, and then a few LIs. The first one, just so that we remember the commands, add a to-do, and then we're going to have list all to-dos, and then lastly quit, which is just to quit app. Save this. Now let's link in our JavaScript file, which we still need to create. And I'm going to call that list.js. And then I'm going to create that file and save it, list.js. And of course, like I always like to do, I'm going to start by let's do a console.log this time, connected, just to double check that everything worked correctly. Now let's go open this up in our browser. Here's our little to-do list, and we get connected. Awesome. I'm just going to increase the font a little bit here. Now let's talk about our logic. So what we're going to do is use an array to model our to-do list. So we're going to need an array. I'm going to call it to-dos, and it will start as empty. And then the next thing we need to do is ask the user for input. So we'll just call that input, var input equals prompt. What would you like to do? And then the next step is to just check what input is. If input is list, we're going to do one thing. If input is new, we're going to do something else. So let's try that. If input, and let's start by just checking if it's equal to list. If that's the case, we're just going to console.log all to-dos. Just like that. Let's go ahead and add in some to-dos here. And let's add one here, by new turtle, save, and let's check if this works. So to check if it works, we'll refresh, and all we need to do is type list, and we should see our array that says by new turtle. However, if we type something else, anything else, we don't see anything because our code only runs if input is equal to list. So there's that. The next step is to add another condition. Let's just do else if input equals new. And if that's the case, we're going to want to ask the user for a new to-do, ask for a new to-do, add to to-dos array. So to ask for the new to-do, we just use prompt, var new to-do equals prompt, enter new to-do, And then to add it to the to-dos array, we have a lot of options. I'm going to add it to the end of the to-dos array, so I'll use todos.push new to-do. So that's all that we need to do here to make this work. The only issue is that if I run this right now, and I try and add a new to-do by typing new, it asks me to enter a new to-do. Let's do walk new turtle. And if I hit enter, I'm done. I actually don't have a way of checking if it worked. I could go over here and type to-dos in the console, and I can verify, okay, both of them are here. But I don't have a way of using the list command to print them out. And that's because right now we're just asking one time, what would you like to do? So the next step is to get this to repeat. We want it to keep asking over and over and over until the user types quit. So hopefully that screams out to you that we should be using a loop. We want to do something over and over until a condition is true. So the loop that we want to write is going to be a while loop, and the condition is going to be while input is not equal to quit. So when it's anything else besides quit, we're going to run this code. And then afterwards, we'll console.log, okay, you quit the app, so that we just see some feedback. So we'll only see this line once this is done. So that means the user has typed quit. And then inside of here, at the bottom, we're going to ask again for new input. And at the top, we're going to handle input. So we're going to start by asking the user for input one time. And then I'm going to move this code into the loop, just like this. So I'm going to ask them one time, what would you like to do? Is input equal to quit? Hopefully they don't quit right away. But if they do, we just get, okay, you quit the app. But if they don't type quit, we're going to check. Did they type list? Did they type new? And then our very last thing is that we need to ask again for new input. So to ask again for new input, all that we need to do is copy this line down, just like that. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So here we're asking for input again, and that will start the loop over. And we'll check, is input equal to quit this time? Yes, then we're done. So let's try that out. Going to refresh the page. What would you like to do? Let's do new. Here's our new to do, feed, new turtle. What would you like to do? It asked me again, list. So now I have those two to-dos inside my to-do list. Now let's try quitting. And we get, okay, you quit the app. So I typed quit, this condition suddenly was true, and then we're done. So let's just format this a little bit better, indent things properly. So that's it for our basic to-do list for now. Shortly, we're going to add some extra features and some other commands, but we need to learn a few new things about arrays before we can do that.